What's going on, guys? What's going on? We got some interesting things to cover tonight. Got some interesting things to cover tonight because it's just like every night is just another reminder that we live in the craziest time ever. It's just another reminder that we live in the craziest time ever. And if you're not taking that opportunity to become an influencer or a streamer or a podcaster, then I have no idea what you're doing. You know, working a regular job in 2026 for what? Have you seen where our tax dollars are going? Ridiculous. That's insane. I could never do that. But I mean, shout out to you guys though. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the bricklayers. Shout out to the electricians. Shout out to the plumbers. Shout out to everybody that's, just living in that simulation, no matter what, riding till the wheels fall off, you know? Because we need people like that. Otherwise, our society is done for. And that's a big thing. That's a big thing. So we're going to take a look because I seen on Twitter, Charleston White, you guys know I rock with Charleston White. Somebody that Charleston White. So I used to Charleston White was like back in the day 2022, 2023. He was somebody that like really woke me up to like the black community, the other argument to the black community, like the other side. Cuz all I was getting fed was yeah, black people are amazing and they run this and they do everything. They make music and they're artistic and they built the pyramids and they were kings and they did all these things and all their inventions are just continuously getting stolen and every week slavery just gets worse. Now they ate people in slavery. Now they raped more than they said or something. It's like every week slavery the transcontinental slave trade just gets even worse. It's like, oh yeah, did you know they were raping and eating the slaves too? Okay. Am I supposed to like cry now? Am I supposed to hate white people even more and what do you want me to do? You want me to take a knee right now? You want me to take a knee? You want me to put my fist up? Every time you come with another artifact about how horrible slavery was. It's like, do you want me to break down in tears? What is this for? Why are you hitting me in the head with how bad slavery was? That's literally what my friend told me. He was like, bro, they were eating us back then. They were eating us. Bro, they were eating us, bro. And it's like, okay, bro. Maybe you need to put the phone down. What is this gonna result in? Like, what is this gonna take you? Okay, you figured. I mean, I guess they were eating a like a small percentage. Like, there's no way they were just every slave that came in. Okay, I'm whipping you, chaining you up, and then I'm gonna eat you. It's like, well, who's gonna pick the cotton then if you're just gonna eat them? That doesn't even make any sense. What do you mean they're eating them? Then how are they enslaved if they're just eaten already? I don't know, bro. It's just like it's the fear mongering. It's the this is let me see how the victim contests show you how bad my people were enslaved contest. Like I'll show you how I don't even know what it is, but I don't want to participate in that because that's just pitiful. That's pitiful. We don't pity ourselves over here. We don't participate in the pity contest. We don't need any pity. Cuz over here, well, at least with me and what I believe and what I stand for is excellence. Is sheer excellence. And that's what we're striving towards. So I don't think that most people are striving towards excellence. I don't even think that most people look at life in that way. So yeah, don't come at me with the pity, bro. But we're gonna look at this Charleston White. He's talking with some guy. I don't even know who this guy is. But they're talking about Trump. They're talking about politics. So you guys are watching it for the first time, just like I am.
We are living in the United States of Israel.
We are.
Okay.
Israel have us going to war.
Uh-oh, niggas
North
found
Korea,
out?
Because between North Korea, Russia,
The niggas found out.
Iran, there's no Jewish bank in there. There's no central banking system in none of those countries.
Yeah.
Russia is saying, America, we know what y'all trying to do. You're trying to come.
If you ever notice, that's what spreading democracy means. Oh, they need some democracy over there. There's a lot of oppression, and their regime is very oppressive. They need some democracy. We go over there, we spread democracy. Next thing you know, they got a central bank. They got a central bank like a year later. They need some democracy. That's what democracy means. It means central bank is present. If you ever hear somebody say, this country needs democracy, that means, hey, we need to put a central bank in there. Because they're not on a central bank. They have their own currency. We don't like that. We don't like that. So they need a central bank. That's what that means.
Come over to Ukraine, which Ukraine is a part of the USSR, right? This is our land. But because you guys think y'all are the world bullies, you're going to come put an embassy here. And you're going to assassinate me like you done Saddam Hussein, Muammar Gaddafi, and every other leader. You tried to do Fidel Castro, but he killed the motherfucker that came to kill him. So they done tried to do this to every major leader.
I didn't know that.
That Russian president, the baddest motherfucker in the world. Everybody's scared of him because he a real killer. Trump ain't no killer. That Chin motherfucking China ain't no killer. That Ukrainian president was a Hollywood actor. Nigga, between Russia, Iran, and North Korean leaders, them real killers.
I'm not gonna lie. I really fuck with the nigga politics, bro. It really puts it in a way that, you know, it's digestible. Pause. And it really it really puts things in perspective for me, and probably for other people too, that they understand what he's talking about. Like, Putin's a real killer. He is. He was in the not the FBG. What is it called? The Russian intelligence. Forget what it's called, but he was in the Russian intelligence. You know, that's how he came up. He actually made his way up on the James Bond type shit, on the real military, real wrestling, real athlete, real physical specimen, marksman, probably assassinated people, probably killed people. Like, that's where Putin came from. So that's what he means when he's saying Putin is a real killer, not like Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump is a reality show TV star, real estate mogul, business extraordinaire, American, tough New Yorker, American dream story. Like, he's one of those guys. Nothing wrong with that. That's something in itself. I'm not even knocking that, but it is two different kind of people. And, you know, when you're talking about something like politics, which is just the apparatus of war, well, you might want to lean towards more of a leader like Putin.
They don't really kill people. Trump want to kill people. That's why he blowing up them motherfucking Colombians and ignoring the Asians that's flooding our country with fentanyl. Nigga, this is a puppet game. Trump is just a puppet.
I've been saying.
That mean-looking Jew Israel motherfucker that don't have no compassion for Palestinians. Between him and Donald Trump's son-in-law, that's who run America.
Wow. Okay. Charleston, he's spitting. Jared Kushner. He said Jared Kushner, Trump, and Netanyahu's who runs America. I mean, hey, that's pretty spot on, bro. I don't know where he's getting his news at, but that's pretty based.
That Kushner kid, nigga, that's who run America. That's who writing the policies.
Definitely Jared Kushner, though.
He's been doing
for
it
sure,
for the last two administrations with Trump. He's a very tactical, very smart kid. That's why he don't get in front of the camera. Trump always wanted to be popular and be big in America. He was America's golden boy who pretty much failed at every business, and he never really got the credit and the accolades that he's getting now. That's why he's a bully.
That we can always go in every country and set up a base and never leave.
Yeah, I'm with America. I'm not leaving. Going back to Africa, tell your ass, nigga, I'm staying here. Ain't no Chick-fil-A's over there. One thing I know,
Okay.
as bad as you don't, as much as you holler you don't like America,
Ain't no
take your
Chick-fil-A's.
ass somewhere else and say something about the president.
Oh, it's over.
No, as a black man that understands somewhat of what the world tries to teach us about the world, if I leave this country, I have no guaranteed rights nowhere else. If I go to Dubai and talk too loud, nigga, I can go to jail. If I look at a woman's ass, I can go to jail for life. If over here, if nothing else, nigga, I got a white public defender go come tell me some rights. Hey, we're gonna see the judge in the morning.
Yeah.
Nigga, you can't do that nowhere else. So what other country can you go to that's gonna guarantee you rights if you get locked up? You got some say, man, mama, come get me. So why would you want to leave
That's
it?
facts. Because you see people like A$AP Rocky or Brittany Griner or LeAngelo Ball, they go to another country, they're getting locked up for a vape. They're getting 10, 20 years for a vape. They got to call, hey, America, hey, Instagram, Twitter, hey, somebody. Somebody come save me. Trump. Niggas hate Trump until it's time to get bailed out from fucking Kazakhstan jail. Now they're like, okay, Trump, please come and help. Please, I'm an American. I'm America first. Whenever they need to get banned from, broken from a Sweden
divide and
jail.
conquer. Move out of white folks' neighborhood, stop trying to fuck their daughter and pulling up in front of their house with them cars, all leaking and that loud ass music playing. Divided.
Yeah.
Everything in nature is divided. Everything in nature picks on the weak. So we done took bullying out. Nigga, if you weak, you get picked on. Everything in nature get picked on.
Bring bullying back.
The run on the little, get his ass run over. So I understand the concept of make America great again, nigga, when we was tough. When men was men and women was afraid of men. They all ain't afraid of us no more.
There we
Bitch,
go.
shut up. Mo used to
Bitch,
get quiet back in the 80s. Everybody used to get quiet in the house, and they said kids too. Yeah, nigga come home and the dinner ain't hot. Everybody got their ass kicked. Not just the woman, kid might get his ass kicked too. And the brother who show up talking about don't hit my sister no more might die. And everybody sit back down at the table, bury the brother, and play family again.
That's real.
Yeah, nigga, that's when America was great.
What was
nigga.
it, about the 80s?
Well, and that's when America was great for Charleston White. And that's an interesting perspective that we have to look at. We have to engage with. Because what he just illustrated there was what he said was a great America. Now, when you guys heard that, did you agree? Because he the way he told the story, the way he just wrapped it up, I mean, it was great. And when you have such a way with words, people forget to look at the context of what he's actually saying. He was just talking about somebody that got buried because he came to the crib saying, "Please don't hit my sister no more," and he got killed. But it sounded so good that you don't even you didn't even realize he's advocating for that in America, saying that's when it was great. Now, what is this? The 1980s? I think America might have been better in the 1980s. Probably, yeah. Actually, yeah, I think it was better in the 1980s for sure. I think it was better. But for the black community, maybe in the hood, maybe in the projects, maybe in the low-income neighborhoods, I mean, if Charleston, if that's what you want, they got that going on right now. Well, actually, no, I'm wrong because men are simps. That's the thing. Yeah, men are very blue-pilled. Men are betas. Men are weak. Men are wimps. Men are wimps right now. That's the sad part. Men are wimps. So I think that's what he's saying because, yeah, he did say make America great again means make America strong, back when we were strong. So, yeah, that's what we really need to dial into, man. The men, like read some Aristotle, read some Plato philosophy about how they thought about women. Because you will not realize how far you've been brainwashed. You won't even realize it until you go back and you see the philosophy, the best philosophers that we use today, that we pay attention to today, that we, you know, base a lot of our understanding of the world off today. See what those people were saying about women. They said they were children. They said they were kids. Plato, women are children. That's what he said. So when you kind of understand the psyop, how big of a psyop that you've been put under, when you kind of understand that, then you're like, okay, I can start to be strong again. I can say fat again and retard. I'm about to say, am I gonna get canceled? I can say retard again and fat again and like things that we always say, we always been said. You know? And they've been taking that away. Well, not for me, because I say it all the time. You know, I never stop saying it. But I'm tired of people, especially my friends or other guys out there. I say somebody's fat. I say somebody's dumb. I say they're an idiot. And they looked at me like I just said like the worst slur on the planet. I'm like, bro, I just said that she's fat. That's all I said. And she is fat, by the way. She's overweight. She's obese. And they're looking at me like, bro, you can't be saying that. Like, what if somebody called your mom fat? My mom's not fat. And if she was, I would be telling her she's fat so she can lose weight because I love my mom. I don't want her to die of heart disease. So, yeah, I would be telling my mom that she's fat. But these are the things that they're trying to get you to believe is morally wrong, is mean, shouldn't be said no more. This is the old world. We're living in a new world now where everybody's nice and there's dandelions and there's roses. And this is just a better world. Is it? Is it a better world if I can't call a fatty fat? Me and my siblings, when we were kids, when we were little, back in the day, we used to have this song that we made up ourselves as like 6, 7, 8-year-olds. And it was like, you're a loser, you're a fat, so you're fat, you're ugly fat loser, you're an ugly fat. And we would just say like shit like that. And we would just like melodize it. We would just put some harmony behind it. Like, you're a loser, you're a fat, so you're a fatty loser fat. And if you did that today, your life's over. I mean, people are going to report you. People are going to try to cancel you. And that's just ridiculous, bro. Like, wow, why would I be more based at 6 years old than I am at 26 years old? Like, a lot of my friends, I'm seeing them. I'm like, bro, you're reversing. You used to be way cooler. You used to be like telling women like, hey, you know, you don't know anything. And like, you know, you used to be like masculine. You used to be like all this stuff. Now you're like blue pill, bro. It's weird. You're making me nervous. But you guys know Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, if you don't know anything about anything,
let's get to the bottom.
Yeah, hold on.
That.
If you don't know, Joe Rogan is a podcast for just like, it's just like a podcast for men to just see anything. It's like a podcast just to see anything, just to like, this is the default podcast. Every man should watch Joe Rogan. I think they should. Because you're going to just hear Joe Rogan, who he's just like the universal voice for men 40, 50, 60s, around that age, maybe 30s too, that is just curious about the world. And, you know, he's a man as well, and he likes fighting, and he's tough, and he's masculine. And I guess his podcast is just like him trying to understand the complexities of the world and how it works. And yeah, but he has every guest on the planet. He has every guest on the planet on the show. So sometimes you're just going to get, like I watched the Demi Lovato one where it was him and Demi Lovato. I don't even know why I wanted to watch that, but I wanted to watch it. And, you know, I mean, I'm not that I'm gay or anything, but that's just the one I felt like watching. And I put it on. And it was just hilarious because I used to watch Demi Lovato when I was a kid, you know, Camp Rock, Sunny with the Chance, things like that. I used to watch her. She was bad, bro. She was bad too. So I was like, man, it was like her, Selena Gomez. They were like the baddies of whenever I was a kid. They were the baddies in that time. So fast forward, she had, you know, her overdoses and whatnot. And now she's on Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan is somebody I can trust and this is really, let me explain this. This is really why people watch Joe Rogan and why I like to watch Joe Rogan here and then. Because I can trust Joe Rogan not to let a celebrity or a doctor or a conspiracy theorist or a UFC fighter, whoever, sit in his face and just talk utter nonsense. Sit in his face and just say the lamest, non-funny or craziest or most untrue or clearly propaganda or things like that. Well, I mean, there's propaganda here and there, but you go on CNN or you go on another podcast like Chris Williamson or like Diary of a CEO or, you know, the mainstream guys like Andrew Huberman, things like that. Somebody can sit down there and be like, you know, just say the craziest thing ever. I don't even know. Like climate change is a serious issue. And we've been taking milk from cows and that's horrible. And we need to stop treating cows like this. We're taking their milk and we're taking their kids and we're evil humans. And, you know, this is why going vegan is good and blah, blah, blah. And they just go down to another spiel. And then the other podcasters are going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we got to be nicer. Joe Rogan's, at the least, Joe Rogan's going to be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean vegan? Isn't that like not good? So there's just the slightest bit of human functioning man pushback. This is why I can watch his stuff. So, but yeah. So we're gonna see it. We're gonna see a little bit of. This is him. I think he's getting mad at somebody over a vaccine. This is classic Joe Rogan. Oh, you're talking about the vaccines? That's when Joe Rogan really blew up, was during 2020 with the vaccines. I mean, of course, he was always famous, and his podcast was always booming. But 2020, when that nigga figured out ivermectin, and maybe he didn't figure it out, but he popularized it. I mean, CNN was coming after him. MSNBC was coming after him. CBS. They were like, oh no, male podcast or changing the world. And then, you know, that's how it happened. So let's see.
Anorexia. What's causing all that? How come 1 in every 12 kids who's a boy in California has autism now? Because that's what's going on. That's what's going on in California, which has one of the strictest fucking vaccine policies. 1 in 12. Did I say vaccines cause autism? Maybe I will have
RFK's getting to that, yeah. And now Florida doesn't
Shit,
demand.
why not? Why wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
that's dangerous to me.
Why wouldn't it cause
jumped on that
autism?
train.
Of course, it's dangerous.
They gotta throw something in there.
All vaccines.
So
Tetanus,
No.
just go down the road we're
You
on?
need to bail on the tetanus thing because Suzanne Humphreys.
Educate his ass.
Suzanne Humphreys explained tetanus.
She's not a vaccinologist. I know that woman. What are you talking about? So you're saying we
She's a
shouldn't have
medical
vaccines?
doctor that absolutely understands tetanus. She said tetanus, all you have to do is keep the wound open and clean it.
Oh, that's such bullshit.
It's not
Oh my
bullshit.
God,
it's
what
not bullshit.
bullshit.
Do you know how many people die
Tetanus.
of tetanus
Holy
every year?
fucking
Very
shit.
few.
What about
Okay,
polio?
so let me ask you a question. question, Mr. Joe Rogan, Mr. Scientist. Are you saying that we shouldn't
Don't
have...
do that. Don't call me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you, and it's so much easier to mock you.
So are we not... So you don't
Mr.
believe in
Scientist.
vaccines? You don't think we should have vaccines?
It's not that I don't believe in vaccines.
What are you saying?
It's I don't think you should give a kid a Hep B vaccine when they're a baby.
Different subject.
No, MMA vaccine is absolutely connected to a host of serious, debilitating fucking problems that kids have gotten from them. There's a lot of problems because they don't test vaccines in a double-blind, placebo-controlled setting. They test them against other vaccines. You know that, right?
Okay,
yes,
Joe.
I do. Excuse me. Let me just say something.
Talk to him.
Yes, you're right. You can make the argument for Hep B. Here's why. Because the chances of a child coming in contact with the kind of activity that causes Hep B is different. So now you say,
Sexually transmitted disease and needles.
So now you say this. That chance is zero. The chance for vaccine injury with the Hep B is not zero, is non-zero. Okay, so I understand that math. Okay, what I'm trying to say to you is that there are certain diseases. Pick up a history book: smallpox, diphtheria, mumps.
Have you ever looked at
tetanus, polio, paralytic diseases?
Have you ever polio? Please.
This is just a hilarious conversation.
I've heard Susan Humphreys.
This is a long conversation that we're not going to have on this podcast because I'm going to get angry because I've researched this for years.
Right.
Let's just.
But you're not a scientist.
I don't have to be a scientist to know that.
Yes, you do.
No,
you don't have to be a scientist.
I don't have to be a scientist to read research to understand that they were spraying DDT all over the fucking country when everybody was getting polio. Do you know that?
Yes,
you know
I do.
The first
Yes,
instances of polio, they happened in rural communities where they were all farmland and agriculture, and then cows were getting them, and horses were getting them, and dogs were getting them.
Let me make a statement.
They were calling it paralytic polio.
Do you agree with the following statement? It's not just.
I'm not going to do this with you,
but
Brian.
It's not just about.
I brought up
It's not
vaccines.
just
That'd
about.
be a fun debate.
Hold on, Joe.
No, Brian, I don't want to do this with
But
you.
it's not just about.
We're in the middle of a fight companion. It's annoying.
All right, but it's like. Yeah. And being anti-vax.
No one's anti-vax.
It's not anti-vax. Question why there's so many though.
My kids are all
Look at
vaccinated.
him. Look at how he looked around.
On a delayed schedule. They delayed schedule.
So did mine. So did mine.
You're not?
Yeah, you're not. No.
Yeah, good for you. I don't think you need to.
No, they're healthy as fuck.
Yeah.
Between the two of them, they have 12 touchdowns this week. 2 home runs.
That's funny. That's funny. Sometimes I don't even know what their views are because it sounded like they said they were anti-vax. Or that you don't even need to get the vax, or that you don't really care about the vax, or I don't know. But I know Joe Rogan, he was talking about the ivermectin and that we don't need the vaccine, and we don't. And there is more underlying problems there with the vaccine. As we know, the vaccine 2020, this was one of the most pivotal year in America, easily, possibly in the world, because what other countries even matter? When you're talking about COVID, you're talking about people realizing on a mass level that the government is this simulation that these crazy conspiracy theorists were talking about. The government is this crazy conspiracy. We are living in a simulation. We are living under the deep state. We are living under people like that at the top that probably don't even have our best interest in mind. 2020 COVID, this is when this really started to come to fruition for a lot of people, normies included, boomers included. 2020, when they're saying, hey, you need to take the vaccine, you got to take this booster. Oh, actually, the vaccine, this Johnson & Johnson or whatever, it wasn't good, so we're going to bring out another one. You got to take 2 shots. Okay, we're going to get the boosters going. We need these 2 boosters. And then there's information going around saying, like, this isn't a vaccine. This is gene therapy. And it's, like, proven by doctors that this is gene therapy and you shouldn't take it. And then they just go back on CNN and they're just like, if you're not vaxxed, then you are a nuisance to this country if you aren't vaxxed. You're a Nazi if you don't take this vaccine. And then they just go back to the doctors and the doctors are like, whatever you do, don't take the vaccine. It's not even a vaccine. It's gene therapy. It causes all these horrible problems, and we don't even know what's in this, and it's not even regulated. And so we're seeing this back and forth. And a lot of people are realizing, like, wait a minute. The media, the government, they're trying to control us. The conspiracy theories, they were right. These movies, 1984, The Matrix, all these things. This is true. And people were waking up. That was a mass awakening 2020, and probably like 2024-ish, 2025. There was another a little, Israel awakening. But 2020, yeah, I mean, that's just that people were just like, nah, man. And that's when the media lost all its credibility, like CBS, CNN, things like that. They've never recovered since then. Since 2020, then Trump comes in and just shits on all of them. Your fake news, blah, blah, blah. 2016 was already tough for the mainstream media because Trump was already coming at them hard. Your fake news, your CNN, you're not credible. You guys lie all the time, things like that. So people are already like, yeah, fake news. Let's go. Yeah, woo, stick it to them. And then 2020 comes around and they're just like, you got to get vaxxed. Otherwise, you're the worst person on the planet and you're going to kill your grandma if you don't get vaxxed. And then Travis Kelce comes in with a vax jersey, a vaccine jersey. And he's like, yeah, you guys got to get vaxxed. Or otherwise, you don't love yourself if you don't get vaxxed. And then all your favorite celebrities are coming in telling you got to get vaxxed. And then you just have like 3 million doctors from every country worldwide starting a community pushing out, do not get the vax. Please, I'm a doctor. I've been a doctor for 40 years. Whatever you do, don't get the vax. It's not even a vax. It's gene therapy, blah, blah, blah. And people are like, okay, well, who are we going to believe? A doctor or Travis Kelce? I don't know, man. It's a tough decision. So we're going to, no introductions needed for this. Because, of course, I'm with the politics. I'm loving the politics. I'm always with the politics, bro. I'm always with the religion. I'm with the politics. I'm with the important matters in life. But I'm also with the male, the men, bringing the men back. I don't know if there's a good name for it. I mean, there's like red pill, there's manosphere, shit like that. But I don't know if I like those terminologies just because they sound a little corny now. I feel like it's been time, bro. It's been like 4 or 5 years. Can we get a new name? Like, who is your favorite newest red pill creator? None. It's gone. It's done. It's time to rebrand here. I don't know. So maybe I'll think of something, but yeah. Because this is just an issue that men having low test and not knowing the nature of women and shit like that, that's just something that you can't even ignore. So it would be a crime if I, as somebody with so much knowledge as this, as such as myself, because I've been through this whole ideology. I've lived it in real life. I've been outside and tested these strategies and talked to the women and did the cold approaches and did study the pickup artistry community and all that. And, I've been through the ringer. I've understood this to a T. To where now I'm an elder. So it would be a crime for me not to at least educate my fans, not to educate my community, the people, about what I know. It would be a crime. So we're going to look at Clav, clavicular. We're going to look at him. Apparently there's another. If you guys didn't see, the Clav girl got taken on Valentine's Day. Oh, jeez, that was, you got to watch that. You got to watch that just for your own understanding and your own yeah, just to be equipped, because you do want to equip yourself with things like this. This is just something you got to see, because you got to know what's happening today. You got to understand. We already went through how the mainstream media is fake. We went through that. Mainstream media is fake. You can't watch your news anymore. So what are you going to watch? How are you going to know what's going on in the world? This is how you know.
Okay, we got you. Here, come sit with me. We don't have that many seats, so you guys sit with me.
By the way, this woman has a boyfriend. As you can see here on the right, that's her boyfriend. Enough said.
YouTube. All right, sounds like a plan, my man.
It's not going to be on the YouTube.
All right.
Or the live stream, right?
No, take it out of the YouTube video. Oh my gosh.
Please don't put me cheating on my boyfriend in the live stream. Please. Please let me cheat in peace. Please.
Yeah?
Can't I just cheat in peace?
Dude, it's genuinely so hot. Drinking.
Wait, I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be in it.
Oh, no, not I know YouTube video, guys.
I don't want to be in it.
Please don't. I don't want to be in it.
Please let me cheat in peace. Please. She looks really worried.
Here, come sit with me. We don't have that many seats, so you guys sit with me.
Well, I mean, you went and sat on his lap. I mean, how mad could you really be? You went and sat on his lap. What? You didn't want to be in it. Well, you're in it. You got on the Sprinter
Or the live stream, right?
and pulled up to the mansion. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't want to be in it? You're in it. You immersed yourself into it.
I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be in it.
Oh, no,
I know YouTube. When are women going to realize that live stream is live?
I don't want to be in it.
I don't want to be in it. Okay, we got you.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't have that many seats. So
she doesn't want to be in it. I mean, I don't know. It sounded like you want to be in it to me. You hopped in the Sprinter van. You hopped in the mansion. You hopped in the opportunity. It seems like you want to be in it to me. I don't know. I could be crazy. I could be a schizophrenic maniac, but it seems like this girl wants to be in it. I don't know. She's saying she doesn't want to be in it. Something tells me she wants to be in it. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? You think she wants to be in it? And this is what they say. Don't listen to what a woman says. Listen to what she does. Because she's saying she doesn't want to be in it as she's hopping in the Sprinter. She's saying she doesn't want to be in it as she's hopping on his lap. She's saying she doesn't want to be in it as she's going into the mansion. She's saying she doesn't want to be in it while she's being in it and continuously escalating the being in it. But somehow, some way, she doesn't want to be in it. I don't know. Maybe that's just for when she gets back to her wimp simp boyfriend. She can tell him, hey, I didn't want to be in it. I didn't want to do this, blah, blah, blah. So I guess this is just like cover for her. I don't know. But isn't that like, after you guys saw that, isn't that just like such a just, oh, could never be me. Like, don't you just, I love watching things that I just know that could never be me. And it's a reinforcement for me too. So I can work that could never be me muscle, because you guys need to see things like that. Because sometimes you might forget, bro. You might just cuff one of these e-girls or something. You might just get with an e-girl and forget all about everything that you learned. But every once in a while, you got to go back to videos like that. Just the basics. That's the basics. You know, dating a girl in high school. This is the basics, guys. This is the basics. What are we talking about? This is the basics. So, Elijah Schaefer, we're going to watch one of Elijah's. He just posted a video about politics. So Elijah Schaffer, you know, fresh off of the Sarah Stock situation, but he's been handling that pretty well, you know. And I hear that he's a cool guy, so we don't have any Elijah Schaffer slander here, you know. He's also criticizing the MAGA campaign or administration, which a right winger criticizing the MAGA administration. I'm there. I'm there for it. I'm there for that because I am too. What are we doing in Iran? You know, I'm not happy with what's going on. Left wing liberals getting mad at MAGA administration. That's kind of just like they just hate Trump so much because he says people are fat and calls women piggy and stuff and said third world countries are a shithole. So they're just like they have that attack mode. So they're not really thinking critically or logically or with reason. So when they have that hate, I'm not really here for it, but Elijah Schaffer, I understand that he has, you know, an actual political basis. So I'm a lot more open. I'm a lot more responsive. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm a lot more open, responsive. It's like when you're ready to hear something. I'm a lot more receptive. That's the word. That's receptive. Yeah. I'm a lot more receptive to people who actually have a political basis. So let's see what he got to say.
So now Mark Levin is MAGA, huh? Mark Levin, the never Trumper, who said that he would never vote for Trump. What, it was Mark Levin, Glenn Beck, who dipped his face in Cheeto dust, remember that? And then you had Ben Shapiro, who would say, you know, Trump is not the right guy. Even in the last election, he tried to go with the Florida governor. He was one of the DeSantoids. So you got these three never Trump neocons, Zionists, two of which are Jewish, that now Trump is saying that's the real MAGA. Trump put out a giant tweet in response to Megyn Kelly owning Mark Levin, calling him a micro-penis Jew, basically, which is weird. He got a little hat, a little dick. I don't really care about that. I don't think about Mark Levin's private parts. But, I mean, if I was a guy and a girl told me I have a little dick, they always say that. You just go, okay, and you move on with your life if you're secure. But now Trump is saying Mark Levin, he put a whole diatribe.
They always do that when they like you, by the way.
His neocon ideas are MAGA. And I want you to listen to that. I want you to take that to your heart, okay? Because when Trump, he is MAGA. He's right. He goes, I am MAGA. And he's gotten a bit prideful, you could say. He's completely abandoned his base. And those of us who fought for him with our freedom, a lot of people I know went to jail. I voted for him in the last election because I had an espionage wiretapping investigation going on from January 6th with the FBI. I wanted a pardon. My friend was going to go to jail for 5 years from January 6th. I wanted him to get pardoned, and we did. We got our...
You know, I voted for him because I didn't want to go to jail. He said he was going to get me out of jail. I voted for him. Well, he did get me out of jail, but come on, Elijah. And it's sad, no, because I feel him. I feel what he's saying because they're saying you're not MAGA if you're not a neocon. You see how they switched that up? You see how they parlayed that into this is the real MAGA. And then it's just like Marco Rubio, who was never Trumper, and J.D. Vance, who was a never Trumper, who all hated Trump, and Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro, who didn't like Trump either. Now that's the real MAGA. That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking because that's not what MAGA was about at all. MAGA was like actually the complete opposite of that. In theory, in spirit. But the problem with, and this is the huge underlying main problem with Donald Trump is he never established a political stance or belief. You know, he's not a technician. He's not a politician when it comes to the technical terms of being a politician. He's a politician as far as influence and speaking and communication and building a cult following and a cult audience. He can do those things. But due to the lack of actual political stance, ideology, or technicality, that he didn't have any of that, people like Marco Rubio, like Ben Shapiro, like Mark Levin, like the neocons were able to come in and manipulate him and change the whole movement into the neocon movement. Muriel Madelson's $500 million, that helped that a lot for sure. Of course, not saying can't forget about her. But yeah, it was and this is why Meek Mill said, if you don't stand for nothing, then you fall for everything. Shout out Meek Mill. Great quote by Meek Mill. Trump politically didn't stand for anything, as we can see now. He said some great things. You know, he said he wants to build a wall. He said we need immigration. You know, he said these things, but now we're seeing him do the exact opposite. So he didn't really stand on those things, because every now and then he'll come in with Laura Ingraham on Fox News and say we need 500,000 Chinese people to come in for these jobs. And Laura Ingram's like, wait, hold on. Don't we have people here that can do those jobs? He's like, no, we don't. No, Laura, we don't have any talent here. It's like, weren't you going to build a wall? And it's like, so we need stances.
Our investigations dropped. Trump did follow through with that, and I was hopeful in the beginning. You know, we were going to get Matt Gaetz. We were going to take out the swamp. And then now, what's the problem? Now, when Trump abandons his base, he takes that money from Las Vegas, from that powerful, Zionist couple, and he puts Marco Rubio on. He puts J.D. Vance on, the Peter Thiel construct. He goes to war with Iran. Why? Because Israel attacked them. Because Israel was going to get nuked. Because Israel. They accuse us of talking about Israel all the time. That's all they talk about. And now I'm like, hey, Trump, you're not doing anything you said. You know, you're pulling ICE out of
shit out that
Minnesota.
Cigar.
You're not doing mass deportations like you said. He told all the Republicans to stop talking about mass deportations. Strike one. Now he's, of course, what? Increasing visas for farm workers? He's bringing in more third world migrants and creating deals with India? If Costco isn't already crowded enough with all the Indians in there? And he goes to war with Iran. That was his number one platform, was saying, we're not going to war with Iran. But now that we're going to war with Iran, you, Goyam, you're a stupid fucking loser, and you're not an American patriot if you don't support billions and trillions potentially of dollars in another multi-front war. Israel's already invading Jordan in a ground invasion. The U.S. is probably going to put troops on the ground in the Karzag Islands.
Yeah, because there was a tweet that Donald Trump put out, and he was making fun of Barack Obama for bombing Iran. He was making fun of Barack Obama for not holding strong against Iran. And here he is. And Trump is like, and this is a good thing and a bad thing, because I don't want to shit on Trump too much, because I do fuck with Trump, bro. Just as a person, just as a spirit. I fuck with Trump in the spirit, but it's like politically, I just can't even defend him. If he would have just did the things he said he was going to do in 2016, then, man, you got me. I might have a MAGA hat on right now. But when you're talking about you're trying to bring in more migrants, how does that even go with your any of your stances? You're getting so much hate, Trump. You're getting so much people hating on you for being racist because you want to have immigration, strong immigration. And then you take all that pushback and all that flack, and they're killing you for that, just for you to let migrants come in anyway. What was the point of all that? Why go through all that slander just to let 500,000 Chinese people come in anyway? Why go through all that slander about you building the wall and you're racist and you called people come from shithole countries just to bring more migrant farm workers in anyway? What? I don't understand why he does this.
Kremlins. And in response, Iran already started attacking the bases and ports in the UAE, the energy infrastructure. And the international coalition that Trump called on, Australia and the rest of his countries, including the UK, are not sending ships to join this war. Why? This war doesn't benefit anyone. This war doesn't benefit us. It doesn't benefit the UK. It doesn't benefit
somebody.
Spain. It doesn't benefit France. It doesn't benefit any country. Australia.
Well,
but you know what? Actually, it does benefit one group of people. It benefits Israel. Okay? And I think you have to kind of realize that now.
Talk to him, Eli.
MAGA is Zionism. MAGA is Israel.
Well, it is
MAGA
now.
is Ben Shapiro. So Caroline Leavitt come out today, the spokesperson, and she says, hey, you should join this war. You should join this war and support us. You know why? Guess what her reasoning was? Because Ben Shapiro supports it. Ben Shapiro, who in 2012 wrote an op-ed about why we should support the Iraq war. Ben Shapiro, who's a Jewish Zionist neocon. You know, Pat Buchanan warned us in 2004. He said they're going to put boots on the ground in Iran, that Iran is their crown jewel of the neocons. And the neocons and the Zionists are one and the same. Look, you don't have to be Jewish. That's why it's not about anti-Semitism. You can just be a neocon. You're still my enemy. And I'm going to challenge you guys this. If Trump said that he's MAGA, and he said that Mark Levin is MAGA, Ben Shapiro's MAGA, he said that Glenn Beck is MAGA, all the never-Trumpers, and those of us who literally almost went to jail, some of us even gave our lives, some of our patriots out there died fighting for him, you know? Enrique Tarrio went to prison, right? Joe Biggs went to prison for extended periods of time to get Trump elected so the people could have a voice. And now that voice is what? It's Israel's objectives. So I'm going to say this, I'm off the MAGA train. If you are MAGA today, you are an enemy of the American people. I'm sorry. MAGA is dead. MAGA is J.D. Vance. MAGA is Marco Rubio. Trump himself warned in 2016 that Marco Rubio was a liar and you couldn't trust him. He said that anyone who took money from the Adelsons, that they were corrupt. And guess what he did? He took money from the Adelsons and then appointed Marco Rubio, Secretary of State for International Diplomacy and Affairs.
Look at that.
And what happened when he put Marco Rubio in? Within 1 year, 1 fucking year.
War with Iran.
We're in war with Iran in a multi-front. Basically, I know Alex Jones calls it World War IV because he says that World War III was the Cold War. This is World War 2.5. It's the proxy war in between. I don't think it's going to be World War III. Maybe it is, but I don't think so. Because I think enough countries are sick and tired of Israel's shit. After what they did in Gaza, no one has any sympathy for them anymore. But I just want to let you guys know that, you know, Stop being idiots. Stop listening to Cat Turd and these sellouts. Every single person I know personally, and I say this genuinely from my heart, that still supports Trump, still supports the war that's prominent, are being paid by influencer marketing agencies to support Trump, or directly by the RNC, or by lobbying groups or NGOs and nonprofits like PragerU and
That's
Turning Point
7K,
USA,
boy.
in order to drum up fake support.
I'm not gonna lie, PragerU. I'm glad he brought that up. Because I'm actually on Instagram, you know, I'm actually a little bit of an e-celeb myself. Somebody hit me up that has one of these companies. It was like Urban Legends or something like that. Some conservative campaign where conservative brand or whatever, brand deal. And they hit me up and they said they want me to be with this conservative brand deal or whatever. And I'll get paid per post, and I'll get paid for all these things. And I'm like, hey, man, say less. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, like, this isn't going to last because, like, bro, I like to speak freely. I like to talk my shit how I see fit. I like to talk my shit how I see it. So I know this is probably not going to last, you know. But they hit me up, and now I see the campaigns that I can do if I want. And it's PragerU. It's things like that. But they're showing, of course, nothing like Iran war or the war with Israel. But all of the campaigns are like, we need to expose Ilhan Omar for, you know, she's married to her brother, and Ilhan Omar needs to be deported, and Ilhan Omar committed these whatever unlawful actions, and we need to bring this to light and sign this petition and things like that. And like voter fraud, voter fraud is huge, and we need to get the SAVE Act and things like that. Right. So it's just like Republican conservative slop. And I might speak on these things from time to time because, yes, of course, those are huge issues. Of course. See, and I say it's slop. Not that I'm like a leftist. I say it's slop because Trump is the president. Trump is the fucking president. So you don't think he could deport Ilhan Omar? You don't think Trump could deport Ilhan Omar if he wanted to? Of course he could. So why am I going to do this influencer? Ilhan Omar is married to her brother, and Ilhan Omar is committing these unlawful actions with her power in Congress. For what? For Trump to just go and tweet, man, why is Ilhan Omar here? She should be deported. And just for him to never deport her? Why would I do that? Why would I make videos for that? Oh, well, I mean, they are paying me, so that's nice. But that's how you guys know I'm really in it for real. I'm authentic. I'm in the game for me, for the good, for the truth, for the beautiful. Because I haven't posted one of these campaigns yet. I might. Because I don't like Ilhan Omar. So I might just be shitting on her one day and I might just throw in the link. Might as well. But I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how long they're going to keep me on there. I don't know. So if you guys see that, me with like a PragerU video, just know I didn't sell out. I didn't get the 7K. Well, maybe get the 7K in commission, but it's just for that. You know, it's just because I might be talking shit about illegal immigrants one day, and I do want that leak in there because I'd money. I do need your guys' money. I do need you guys to give me money. So that's what I'll be doing that for. But don't worry if they post something that's like, hey, we got to go to war in Iran for Israel, and Mark Levin's great, and Ben Shapiro's a great guy, and of course I'm not going to do that. And, of course, I'm still going to be shitting on the war in Iran and MAGA and neocons and Israel and stuff like that. So that's why I say I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'll pick and choose to see what campaigns I want to do. I'm not going to change. Don't worry.
And we know that it's bad, and we know that it's all part of the plan, because why? Listen, guys, I'm telling you, the attempted killing of Candace Owens, the framing of Charlie Kirk, the attempted assassination of Nick Fuentes, the destruction of Rift TV and my blackmail, the threatening to kill and destruction of James O'Keefe's company all have one thing in common. There was an FBI objective that James O'Keefe uncovered, that the FBI was going to try to dismantle right-wing figures, eliminate them actually in their companies that opposed state objectives. What were the state objectives? Well, we didn't know at the time, but it was Operation Epic Fury. And essentially anyone who would have opposed that is now their enemy. So they called us their enemy. Well, you're my enemy now. And it's very scary to feel like you're against the regime that runs your country. But I was against the Biden regime, and I stand against the Trump regime. And I'm not some weird never Trumper. I voted for him in 3 elections. I think he won 3 elections. But I can't stand for this. I'm an American patriot. I care about my country above all else. I'm not an Iran first. I'm not a pro-Muslim guy. I'm not a pro-terrorist guy. I'm not defending Iran. I'm not defending Hamas. I'm not defending Hezbollah. I'm not pro-Qatari. I'm taking no foreign money. I'm not paid by Russia or El Salvador or India or any of this bullshit they've said to discredit me. I'm paid for by myself and by the American people. I can't be bought out. I can't be blackmailed. And I'm against this war. And the majority of Americans are against the war, too. And guess what? The government doesn't care. And they're going to keep getting more neo-fascist in a bad way. Because they're going to get more militant, more totalitarian, because they don't give a fuck what you and I think anymore. So we're going to have to completely replace and reform the Republican Party. I'm going to be unregistering as a Republican this year. I don't find it to be very useful to vote for Republicans into power anymore. This is a turning point, let's just say, in the American history. Where Turning
Vote
Point,
Democrat. Get them out of here.
Charlie said. Charlie was against the Iran war, but Turning Point released videos in favor of the Iran war. It's sick stuff, man, to mock Charlie from his own organization. It's very, very disappointing. And I just want to let you guys know that's the update. So are you a Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, Glenn Beck supporter, or are you an American patriot who understands that these people have completely turned their backs on us? They've shifted. They're liars. They're cowards. They're dishonest. They're deceptive. And they're disgusting. Traitors of the American people. We need to continue to denounce MAGA. Just remember, never Vance, never Rubio, America first.
There we go. That's lovely. That's lovely. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. I didn't know I agree with Elijah Schaffer so much. I never really watch him like that. You know, I'd rather watch Nick Fuentes. But solid. You can't disagree with that. He's a good speaker too. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. So yeah. Yeah, so on that note, we're gonna end it there. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm streaming every single day for the rest of